Hi, I'm Sherazad, and I've got Chandi, Sandra, and Ruwindhu with me between takes, and I thought I'd sneak a chance to get to know them a little better. So we've got some questions for them. Let's see what they have to say. Sandra, the first one's to you. As a woman, what do you expect in a leader?
I would expect that a leader is humble, approachable, honest. So honest and sincere, actually. And decisive. I don't want to have to deal with people who aren't really quite sure what they're doing, what they don't know. So someone I can look up to, obviously. And lots more, but I think I'll leave those for now.
I'll do a second question to you as well. When you lead men particularly, do you experience any resistance from them?
Quite frankly, no. And probably the reason is because I don't really make the distinction between men and women, because I truly believe men and women have the same skills, they have the same challenges, same issues, not very different. And so if you don't try to make a big deal out of it, then it isn't a big deal. And I have a lot of men in my team, and they are quite fine working with me. And I also check back with them, for validation, whether they, from time to time, I say, hey, is the problem? Do you think I'm being too aggressive? Yeah, I ask them. So it's like an open thing. And if it is, then they'll also tell me about it.
How do you view that, Ruwindhu? How has it been leading both men and women in your organization?
No, I second what Sandra said. I think it really is, in many ways, it's about your starting paradigm as a leader. I think you create what you believe in many ways. So if you go with a preconceived notion, quite often you actually attract that. And that's really been my experience. I think with whoever, your starting point of view of wanting to genuinely add value, I think leads from there. And people see through that. I necessarily haven't seen a distinction between female or males in terms of reacting to leadership.
Chandi, would you like to chime in and kind of talk about diversity as an HR professional?
Yeah, definitely. I 100% echo what Ruwindhu was saying. And at the same time, I think, so we've got like so much research done in this area, right? If you read an article from McKinsey, it'll talk about, how important diversity is to a company to increase their market space. And then if you read an article from HBR, they will talk about how important diversity is to increase their business innovation. So obviously, there's a lot of research done to show us how important it is to increase diversity in your organization, but still we keep talking about it. So I think later on, we're going to get into some of the challenges and the best practices that we have. But from an HR perspective, obviously, it's an agenda for all HR. In every organization globally as well.
In a different vein, Sandra, what do you think the strength has been for you and behind your success?
So I'm not really sure whether it is because I'm an only child. I think I've always been pretty sure of myself. I try to push my agenda through. Some people call it me being bossy. Others call it me being aggressive. And I don't mean to be aggressive in a bad way, but it's just my excitement comes out almost, sounding loud and aggressive and waving my hands about the air and all that. So I think that has actually worked well for me, because when I believe in something truly, I go all out. And then I suppose it becomes easier for others to see through what I'm saying and to either follow me and help me, champion whatever initiative I was looking for. Because my thing is all about trying to convince others and make them see my point of view. So I'm sort of always, looking for people to join me and say, yes, good stuff.
I'm in a completely different vein, Ruwindhu. One for you. What do you wish you had learned sooner in life?
Yeah, many things, I think. But if there's one thing that I believe would have served me really well in my 20s, I think is not to take myself too seriously. That's the one thing I think you go through. And I try my best to pass this on to everyone that I know who's in their early 20s. It was stressful for me. I think it's even more stressful now for kids coming out of school. Seems like a lot of things are imposed on you, but just telling yourself that it's going to be okay. Believe in yourself.
Any particular words of wisdom that you got from anyone in your family that made a difference, really resonated with you?
Yeah, I guess, my mother, I still recall this vividly. She made it a habit every night to come, tuck me into bed, I'm sure, like with most moms. But she had this particular saying, a bunch of stuff as most moms do. And final thing was really about believe in yourself, right? And that echoed throughout every night, no matter what the bedtime story was or whatever. It was always around, you're special, believe in yourself. So I think that really had a large impact in terms of using myself as a benchmark in whatever I did. So it I think helped get through situations where it wasn't so much about what society had to say about you, but really hold yourself to a high bar, which I'm very grateful for.
Chandi, tell us about what the key to happiness is in your life.
For me, it's my family, like my 2 children, and to make sure that I'm there for them. And they're only like 13 and 16 now. So I think for me, all my happiness is kind of revolving around them. Well, not right now, forever it'll be like that.
What about you, Sandra?
Well, maybe an only child thing again, but I just need to first also see that my cup is full, that I'm happy and I can give of myself, because otherwise I feel depleted and I feel, and it's also probably because of the fact that I'm a bit of an extrovert and I love relationship. My work is about relationships, right? So, and again, that might have been because of the fact that there were either not too many people, siblings, growing up, or also the fact that I was in boarding school and 100 other kids with me. So I kind of got used to kids from all walks of life, and got pretty comfortable dealing with anyone and everyone, right? So yeah, so that's what it is for me, really.
And would you say that work is stressful, or have you gotten into your stride?
No, so it's like this. When I was in my early 20s, I read somewhere, right? And that the little saying really resonated well with me. It was like, choose a job you love and you never have to work a day in your life. And looking back on my 30 years, I think I've just done just that. Because even my husband tells me all the time, Ma, your work is your hobby, your work is fun. Everyone knows I love my work, I enjoy my work, and I love working, right? Because for me, I don't separate work out too much. It's not stressful for me if I have to. And my kind of work is almost 24/7 because we have customers around the country, millions of them to serve, 24/7, 7 days a week. And to me, it's just a part of life. I don't find it stressful at all.
Thank you so much for sharing a little bit about yourselves. It was such a great pleasure to get to know you better. Thank you so much.